Okay, let's go over, let me change this screen here for a second. All right, we'll duplicate this. This way it's a bit easier for me. Okay, so let's kind of go over some vocab here in the beginning. So algebraic expression. We need to be able to at least define these. Most of you guys have already kind of heard these things before. All right, so algebraic expression, number sentence, we don't have the equal sign, okay? So I need to have at least one variable in one operation or just one variable itself, right? And a combination of numbers, right? So if I said to you 3, is that an expression? No, it's not an expression, okay? But if I put an X over here, well, that now becomes an expression, okay? I have a combination of a number and a variable. Now, if I go ahead and add operation to this, okay, x plus 1, that's still an expression. What about this? Is just x an expression? Is it a combination of a numbers and letters? I think it is. What number's in front of the x? 1. Okay, so that's an expression. The moment that it changes to an equation is when I put an equal sign in front of it. Okay? If all of a sudden I put an equal sign in front of this, then now I have changed it from an expression to an equation. Okay? But just for an expression, we're going to go ahead and say that it's a combination of numbers, letters, maybe even an operation with it as well. Okay? A constant, a number. Doesn't matter what it is, it just doesn't change. There's no variable attached to it whatsoever. Okay? So we'll say the number 4 here is a constant. All right? Coefficient, the number does not stand by itself and is attached to a variable. So if we go back to this right here, 3x, that's the number that's attached to the variable. That's the coefficient. All right? Term, it's each part of the expression. So if I have 3x plus 1, okay, I have 2 terms. It's each one of these terms which is separated by an operation. And then the variable itself, we know what that is, anything that represents a numerical value. So I'm going to let you guys take a second here, okay, on a piece of paper or whatever. Go ahead and define each part of this expression right here. And I'm going to push pause forward, and we can say here that 4 is the coefficient. Well, we won't write it out. Coefficient is 4. The variable, okay, that's not working. Using a new tablet here, and it's not working, so that stinks. Wow. Hang on. Let's just push. All right, so 4 is the coefficient. X is the variable. And 12 is the constant. Right. So we have to go ahead and apply this to verbal expressions. Okay? Now, if we're talking about quotient, which operation are we using? Division? Division. Okay? Difference is subtraction. Product is multiplication. And then what do we use for addition again? Starts with an S. 3 letters long. Sum. Okay? S-U-M. Sum is for addition. So order is important. Okay? So if I say the quotient of 21 is a number, we're talking about the quotient of 21 some number. Apply x or any other variable you want to go ahead and do. The difference of x and 4. Okay? Well, difference of x and 4. This is going to be a little bit more tricky than subtraction in just a second. Okay? 4 increased by n. 4 increased by n. The product of n and 12, 12n. And then 12 less than n. Is that correct? Let me ask you this. What is 12 less than 16? 4. 12 less than 16 is 4, so how would I write that? Well, I'd say 16 minus 12. Okay? So the same thing happens here. This one becomes a little bit more tricky. Okay? So 12 less than n is really going to be n minus 12. This is 12, but is less than n. Okay? And then the difference of a number of 3, well, it's just minus 1. Okay? We have to be able to translate the algebraic expressions into an algebraic, a verbal expression into an algebraic expression. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and do these real quickly, and then we'll come back to it. So again, in here we have an equation, not an expression, so we're going to actually apply the equal sign. So x squared is equal to 18. X squared is equal to 18. That's pretty easy to go ahead and do. The quotient of c and 3 is 12. 10 more than n is 5. And then the difference of n and 7 is equal to, okay? All right, your assignment will be on 2.